DJ.
Hey, what's up, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescifcenter.com.
In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in? There are some people who think we should be a country of chaos, of fear, of hate. But us, we choose something different. We choose freedom.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too.
The freedom not just to get by, but get ahead. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to make decisions about your own body. We choose a future where no child lives in poverty, where we can all afford health care, where no one is above the law. We believe in the promise of America, and we're ready to fight for it. Because when we fight, we win. So join us. Go to KamalaHarris.com and let's get to work.
I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Boom, 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 boom. What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. It's Wednesday and you're here with me. What's up, y'all? What it do? What we doing out here? What y'all doing? Where y'all at? And where y'all at? What y'all doing? It's hump day, so we right here with your main man, 360 the poet, on hot7025fm.com, on Instagram Live, on Facebook Live. We everywhere. We all the way live. What's up with you, B. Angie B? Good to have you in the building. I hope you enjoyed your homecoming festivities last week. What up, Lucy Lowe? Hey, babe, how you doing? Good to have you in here as always. You know what I mean? We in this thing like a wedgie, baby. You know how we say it. We got over here on the Facebook side of things. There's always Daiquiri over there holding it down for us over there on that side of things. But you know what we are? We are at the number one place. What's up, Dakari? Man, am I going to see you this weekend? That's a question I need to ask you. I forgot to text you and ask you, was I going to see you this weekend? I wasn't there last weekend in your town, but I do need to know if I'm going to see you this weekend, where the destination is, where it's at, and what it do. But yeah, you know where you are. You are at the number one space and place for where you have advice and things of that nature, whether it's online or in person. This is the number one spot where you can come get all of your questions answered at Holla at the Homie on hot7025fm.com. So one thing about it is, what's going on, Nicole 56, number one neighbor ever out there in them streets, just got a chance to talk to Elle. Oh, you said, no, Dak, I ain't going to see you. That's all right. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to FaceTime you, but I don't know. You forgot you still Android. Never mind. We'll find some other way for you, Dak. You know I love you, bro. But yeah, so I always like to give my disclaimer, let people know this is that I've never been trained or any type of way, shape, form, or fashion, taking any classes other than introduction to psychology. So I've never been trained in psychiatry or psychology or counseling or anything of that nature. But I am what you would call I've lived life and I can coach it a little bit, you know. And if I've picked up some things from other people, sponge those up and squeeze them back out to y'all to be able to give y'all exactly what y'all looking for and what y'all need. So I'm trying to make sure my engineer can hear me because I can't really hear myself in the headphones. But if you can hear me, that's all good with me. As long as I'm not peeking out over there, we good to go over here on this side of things. But we're going to dive straight into the letter that we got today. You know how we always do, like we always do around this time. Am I unplugged in the matrix over here? You tell me. You tell me, because you can hear me. I can hear me faintly, but as long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. So I'm good. I'm good to go. That's all good in the hood. But, you know, I hear myself talking right here in person. So we're going to dive straight into the letter today. We got a good one that a lot of y'all probably can relate to. I know I might be able to relate to it from the past. It might have been me who the people were talking about back in the past. But it may even be one of my friends now. But it can't be about me currently. You know what I mean? Something along those lines. But it says, "Dear Holla at the homie." Oh, yeah, I can hear clear over here in this right ear. There you go. Maybe the left ear the left side ain't kicking the way it's supposed to. But dear Holla at the homie, I'm reaching out because I need some advice on how to approach this delicate situation in my friend group. One of our close friends, we'll call him John, has started dating someone who just doesn't sit right with the rest of us. Let me be clear. This girl hasn't done anything directly to us, but there's something off about her. She's really secretive about her past, what she does for work, and even where she spends most of her time. She's around, but only on her terms, and when she's evasive when we seem to try to ask her basic questions. While none of us want to judge someone unfairly, we're genuinely concerned that John might be putting himself in a risky situation. This isn't the first time he's jumped into a relationship like this. He has a pattern of dating people who don't seem to have his best interests at heart. The worst part is, whenever we've tried to bring it up in the past, he gets defensive and brushes it off like we're overreacting or just being jealous. We care about John, and we don't know how to talk to him about what to do with his feelings without him feeling attacked or like we're trying to control his life. How do we address our concerns in a way that he'll actually listen and consider the risk? We want him to be happy, but not at the expense of his safety or well-being. Any advice you have on how to approach this conversation would be really helpful. Thanks for hearing us out. Sincerely, Concerned Homies. Whoa, the Concerned Homie group then got together. They came together like the mother's board at the church and like, hey, man, like we need to do something about it. And I like how they said, we'll call him John. He must have a unique name. That way, if they called him out on here, they would be able to say, like, we know who that is. We know who Quintavious is. You know what I mean? So he may have a real unique name. But so we'll call him John for the sake of the letter, just like you called him John. So first off, I mean, I want to say congratulations, big ups to y'all for stepping to the plate and actually, you know, speaking on behalf of your friend. Like, a lot of people don't really do this. This is something I was talking about a couple weeks ago about how the bro code, people don't really understand how the bro code is necessary. And that bro code goes across the board, men, women. It's just bro. Everybody's saying bruh anyway nowadays anyway. So the bro code goes across the board. So don't think I'm being one-sided or gender specific when I say the bro code. The bro code is just an easy way to dissect what I'm talking about. Now, what I mean by that is you have to be able to ask the tough questions. You have to be able to kind of dive into where you know they feel uncomfortable to talk about it, but you also know that it's necessary for them to talk about it. So, you know, you don't shy away from things that are necessary for the people that you love to hear. Now, it's all about, again, I'm a firm believer on it's not the message, it's the delivery. Now, that's one thing we got to pay big attention to. You know, when we talk about speaking love languages aren't just with the people who we're in love with. It's for the people who we love. We have to be able to speak the language that they can be able to absorb and understand. So let's get that thing. You know, first, I hear you loud and clear. You know what I mean? That this girl, you know, she hasn't done anything to him directly is what you say in your letter. But as you speaking to him with this bro code, make sure that you're delivering this message properly, right? So, but it's just something that feels off about her. Let's address the elephant in the room. You know, the gut feeling is a hard thing to shake. Anytime your gut, you know, anybody who tell you I was feeling it in my guts, I felt it in my guts. You know, that gut feeling that you have about somebody. He said, Paul, I know, pause on that. I forgot, got to say pause after everything right now. Like I was feeling, could have bubble guts, whatever the case may be. My people be in the background making faces at me over here. Like, y'all know I'm not Charlemagne-ish. But, you know, like you feel it in your guts, like you feel it in your stomach, that gut feeling, right? It's a hard thing to shake off. Especially, what's up, Alan Viberson, boy? I'm on my way, Bubba. Let me see. What'd you say? Dakari Kofi, you said Johnny likes what and who he likes. Leave that man alone. I mean, I feel you. I mean, I feel you on that too, Dak. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like if you was out here jumping from bed to bed and doing the wrong thing, it was not. I mean, if you was just slanging that thing, then I mean, and it's not hurting you per se, then I probably wouldn't be as prone to say nothing to you. What's up, only one Chaz in the building. I wouldn't be as quick to say something to you if it wasn't hurting you, if it wasn't detrimental to you, Dak. So I want you to understand that. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, yeah, you're right. Johnny likes who he likes. You know, they say Johnny has a pattern of going from relationship to relationship, and they not benefit, they don't help him. They end up hurting him, or it's causing some issues in with his well-being, right? So as a friend, they just come into us, as I say us because me and all of my online colleagues, they come into us to figure out how to say what they need to say to Johnny. To say to John, right? So, like, you know, what they saying is they got a gut feeling about this woman. She's not done anything, you know, directly. Nothing that's been like, oh, that I don't trust her. Like, I don't trust her because of this. But they just have gut feelings, all of them collectively. So apparently, what they call themselves, the concerned homies, have already had a group meeting or a group text about Johnny's new girl. So, and if John's new girl is not up to snuff, or is she the same old story that John been going through over and over, then now we got a question. Now we got some things that we got to say. We got to figure out, how do we get Johnny out of this hitting streak? Let's say out of this streak. We're going to say it's a slump because Johnny getting them. He pulling them left and right. So he ain't in no slump. He not lacking or slacking off on people that he's got, you know, on his roster. Is just the roster. This one in particular, the friend group is not trusting this particular person. So now we got to figure out what to say to Johnny without Johnny, because, you know, the first thing is, I'm gonna tell you, always listen to your instincts. I always tell people, what's going on, Miss 1002? You always listen to your instincts, but don't let them run you straight into judgment. You know, I'm a firm believer in not judging people. I've never been to law school, so I can't slam a gavel and judge a person in the world. So I'm not into judgment, you know, without some solid facts. You know, facts ain't judgment. Facts is just speaking the facts. It's just the facts, man. Like Sergeant Friday used to say. You know, you got to be cautious when you approaching people, when you know, and not turning into like a whole situation like we don't trust her thing. You know, you don't want to approach him as a group like we don't trust her, because he's like, damn, y'all just been gossiping, but you know, with y'all chismosos, y'all been gossiping behind my back. Like, what's going on? Johnny not feeling that. I wouldn't feel it if you talking behind my back like that. There's a way you got to approach with this type of information that you're holding amongst each other away from Johnny about how y'all feel. You know, now I'm pretty sure y'all have told him back in the past, like, you know, Johnny, man, you know, be cool. Like, you know, maybe this girl ain't for you. Or y'all have given him advice on girls that were similar to this one, or y'all getting a vibe that's similar. So you've talked to him about it before. So it's not like it's a new subject. It just may have new information, just new parts and pieces that are going along with this particular subject, right? So, you know, because you mentioned that he has a pattern of it. So this is a big red flag for y'all. And for me, because you're telling me that this is something that he does all the time. Would you say, Lucy Lowe? Sounds like Johnny needs to learn on his own. Maybe the group should make it a point to try to get to know her, take them out for coffee or for dinner, or just see how they can vibe or connect. That's another thing. That's another thing. The group can, you know, because what did they say? They say like she's around, but only on her terms. So it's not like they haven't been around the girl. They're just on her terms. And so, like, that's a great advice. That's a great advice. Convince them to tell Johnny, like, hey, let's all go out. Let's hang out with the purpose of let us getting to know this woman who has so much of our friend's heart. You know, this is a good way to kind of, to transition into those meetings to be, if you're willing to say something to me, then you're at the point where you're ready to say something to Johnny. So if anything, that you have to approach these things with a delicate nature. People get defensive. When his friend is consistently choosing partners that aren't good for him, and it's usually a sign that there's something deeper going on. So you got to dig into your friend as well. Find out what's going on with him. If Johnny keeps doing this, there's a void that he's trying to fill. So as a friend group, y'all can collectively come together and be like, maybe it's something Johnny's missing that maybe we can help him find, because we see that he keeps hitting potholes and not getting it filled all the way in. These potholes keep popping back up. So what is Johnny missing? It may be something deeper going on with your friend. So again, that goes back into that bro code again. You can't be just so quick to state something about what's going on with Johnny. See what's going on with Johnny. You got to be bros. Y'all concerned homies, you got to be true homies and see what's going on with my friend. Like, what is it? Why does he keep repeating this same thing? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, right? So it's insane for y'all to let him keep doing this. You're watching it. You're watching it over and over, expecting different results. So you are the insane ones as well. So you have to break it down and find out what's going on with Johnny. Take a look on that side. I'm always going to give you angels and devil's advocate. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to break it down as much as I possibly can, because it may be something deeper underlying that may be happening, that may be going on, that Johnny may need assistance recognizing that he's even missing. Because when we talk to people, we find things out. When we talk and we listen, we not only find things out about them, we find things out about ourselves. So if Johnny's talking with you and listening, he may find something about himself. He'd be a light bulb, boom. Maybe it's because of this. He might be looking for something in these relationships to fill that void, or he could just be used to dating people who have a little mystery, and it all comes with the risks of not knowing what's there. But you have to find out on the surface what's up with your homie. Get with your friend before you go try to exiling this woman of his, because you say that he's smiling. It's just similar to smiles that you've seen before. So if you've seen this and you sat back and watched it replay, you pointing the finger, but 3 of them point back at you. All of y'all concerned homies. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm gonna be as flat out as I possibly can, and honest and earnest with you. You have to find out what's going on with your friend first, before you find out what's going on with him and her. Because if y'all just sitting around talking about her behind his back, it's going to seem like you coming for his girl. And like I said, people get defensive when you come for their partner. Anybody get defensive when you come for your partner. Even in the animal kingdom. Come for the lion, the head lion too much. For the male lion, watch them hunters, watch them female lionesses come jump you. They gonna jump you. They gonna jump you, dawg. So you can't just go in it like accusatory. You got to find out where is the underlying issue. What is it that Johnny got going on that keeps him going back to this same repetitious song? He just got it on repeat. New artist remix. Why is Johnny remixing these songs? That would be my first piece of advice to you as a friend group. Find out what's up with Johnny. What's going on? What's going on with Johnny boy? Wagwan. We got to figure these things out. Because we can't go pointing the finger trying to figure out what's going on with them without figuring out what's going on with us as a group of friends to find out what's missing in this that allows this to keep occurring. Because the way you speaking as if all y'all either happily single or happily with somebody or with somebody to the point where it's not detrimental to you. We'll just say that. Everybody got their own levels of happiness. Everybody can say I'm happy in their own mind or however they want to, because apparently Johnny's settled in his happiness. So, you as well have to look in the mirror and see, like, well, is it something that Johnny sees in the group around us? Because, if y'all friends and y'all got significant others, most likely y'all significant others and y'all gonna hang together. So is it something that y'all pillow talking about Johnny and his girl? Or is it something his girl, y'all lady done said something about? Or have y'all ladies mentioned her? Or have y'all brought her around? Or does his girl only come around and y'all's don't? Like, these are a lot of mitigating factors you have to take into account. So Johnny got to look at all that and be like, well, they don't even bring their girls around. Or they girls always around and they do stuff like this and they allow this stuff to go down, or they do this with them, or they back out of things that we may have done because of they old ladies, or whatever the situation. Like, again, there's so many different moving pieces to the puzzle. You have to figure out within y'all friend group, where is it that y'all are allowing this deficit to continue to occur? That's one, because before you go pointing the finger to Johnny and be like, hey, man, we don't trust this girl. Because no one wants to hear, the person you feeling is bad news. Who wants to hear that? That's dumb. If they want to hear, they don't really like the person. And even if that's how you feeling, so how do you have that conversation? Would you say, I wish we had more info on what she's doing to make them feel that way? Maybe she's a man. Hey, I don't know what it might be as far as because all he said in the letter was, let me go back to the letter, because he didn't really say, they didn't do anything to him. He said, let me be clear. The girl hasn't done anything directly to us, but there's something off about her. She's really secretive about her past, what she does for work, and even where she spends most of her time. She's around, but only on her terms, and she's evasive when we ask basic questions. So it's like she's just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm cool. I'm here. Hey, y'all, I'm over here. Maybe she might even be a pleasant person to be around, but they're not getting enough of it, because they want to spend more time with her. And again, you got to look at that as like, what is it going on with Johnny? Because if y'all think that y'all friend is not in a good place, or is in a place of danger, or a place that may cause him some sort of ruckus down the line within his livelihood, then you're right to want to speak up on it, because you don't want to let any of your friends go down, down, down. You don't want to let if you call yourself somebody's friend, if you my friend, you better not let me fall. You know what I mean? And any, metaphorically, literally anything. Don't let me fall as my friend. At least reach out to tell me, hey, you falling. At least tell me I'm falling, so I can try to catch myself if you're not going to be there to catch me. At least tell me I'm falling. Mention that I see you slipping. You're falling. Can you get up? So talk to him directly about what's going on with his life. But again, you don't want to approach him like, hey, man, are you in trouble in the world, or what's going on with you, man? What's happening with you? Like, you just want to be more along the lines of like, hey, man, I care about you, and this is the things that I'm being observant of. It's okay to speak to somebody when you tell them that you care about them, because if you're coming from a place of care and not a place of just, I'm being nosy or anything like that, I think people receive it a lot better or easier. What's going on, Pete Bruce? Dallas, Texas in the building. What's going on, JJ Blair? Way out there. I would say don't make it about her. That's my main thing. Don't make it about her. Make it about him. Focus on what you've seen John's behavior. Focus on what you've seen him do, how he's been acting, and how he seems to be handling things. Like, these are the areas in which, because if you start off with just talking about going at her and saying y'all don't trust her, he's going to get defensive, shut down, and you'll never get anywhere. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't care what you, as a man, when the men feel attacked, they're going to find a way to find that turtle shell to protect themselves from being ganged on up and attacked. I call it the turtle shell because, like, if people jump on you, they jumping on you, you ball up like a turtle. You may not be able to get up and whoop them all, but you're just going to keep yourself from getting kicked in the head over and over repeatedly. You protecting yourself, right? That's just what men do, pretty much anybody. But as a man, I know for a fact that's what men do, emotionally especially. So, just tell him, like, hey, I've noticed you pulling away from the group a little bit. I've noticed that, things may have been changing in a way, whether it be negative in our regards or it may be positive to him, but let him know that you've noticed the change, that he's not being himself. I always put that in air quotes because you can't tell nobody how to be themselves, but their normal self on what you've seen the character of a person become, develop into, and that you hang around. So if that means not being himself, and that's where the concern should come from, that he's stepping outside of the character in which you and your friend group have watched him develop into. Say something like, yo, John, yo, my man, yo, son. Yo, we noticed you've been a little more distant. You seem a little stressed. Everything all right, B? Talk to John however you need to talk to John. However y'all communicate. Just let him know that, you've noticed some things, that you care about him, and the fact that, you come into this out of concern and out of care and not out of, like, chaos. You're not trying to bring chaos. Frame it like you worried about his overall well-being, Not like you trying to get him to ditch his girl. Frame it like you just, hey, man, I see you just stepping outside of that character square that I know that you want known to dwell in. I know you. I know you know me. You know my character. I know your character, and I see you being a little bit, you on the outside looking in at your character in some capacity. Don't just tell people that they character you out of pocket, dog. Nobody receives those words very well. Like, you tell somebody they out of pocket, just say I've noticed you've done some things a little different than what I've known you to do. And then you doing it off of facts and basing it off of instances and not just off of emotions and how you feeling in the moment. Hey, man, you out of pocket, dog. You that girl got your nose wide open. Nah, I'd be like, hey, man, I'm just to let you know, I've just noticed you've gotten a little bit more attached than you normally would at this juncture in the relationship. Is that, is she doing something different for you? Not like getting in your bed, but like, how does that make you feel? Like, are you on schedule according to yourself? Talk to a person like you know them. You know what I mean? What does that say? Oh, that's eargasm, JK. What's going on with you? I had to read it. I was over here looking like an old man. My engineer told me I was looking like an old man a minute ago when I was trying to type in, like, what the title of the show was. Just like, she wish she could have recorded what my face looked like on their screen over there. Everybody trying to hate. Don't wait on this lovely old man computer face. No, just playing. I'm just messing with y'all. But, like, again, frame it in that regard. Like, you just trying to see what's going on with him and what's going on with his well-being in his life, and not like you trying to make him say, hey, man, forget about that chick. Secondly, you got to come from a place of curiosity. I always been a fond admirer of, like, how lawyers do on the TV shows, right? How they get you to say stuff to them by asking you, because it has to be framed in a question, right? It has to be argumentative. That got to be framed in a question. They'll object to your ass as a lawyer if you're not asking questions. So if you come to your friend, to Johnny, in a form of curiosity, like you're asking questions and not just accusing him, like, where you were on such and such. You ask him, hey, Johnny, where were you at on the 3rd of December? You know what I mean? Come to him in a form of curiosity, like curiosity may have killed the cat. What's going on, Chanel Manny? You know what I mean? Curiosity may have killed the cat, but the satisfaction of getting these answers is what's going to bring him back, right? So instead of saying, like, she's secretive and we don't trust her, you can say something like, we don't know much about her and we just want to make sure everything's good. So that we want to hang out with y'all together and let's pick y'all brain. Let us put y'all on a pedestal. That way it doesn't feel like you coming at him, and that he still has space to explain things to y'all if he wants to explain things. If he don't feel like explaining, then hey, I get that. It's understandable. He don't feel like explaining, you know, but at the same time, it allows that opportunity for that conversation to occur. We got to be able to set things up, tee them up for success. You know, so again, come at him in a way of curiosity, like you want to know more about her. Like, and again, don't sound all creepy with it either. Like, hey man, I want to know more about your girl, man. Like, nah, man, it's like we don't know much about her, and we miss you, you know, from time to time. So let's get y'all and us together. So we can, but make sure you frame it in a way of curiosity that we want to get to know y'all more. You know, y'all as a group, because when you with somebody, you become a different person because now you're with them. So when you're with them, y'all together are a different entity. You can't act the same. You know, you're not going to be over there grabbing your junk and, you know, talking ish with the fellas and just being crazy and loud and your girl sitting right next to you. It's just not the thing you do. I mean, don't get me wrong. She know who you are. Not saying you hide anything, but you're not going to be your same. Nobody's the same with they fellas as they is with they lady. Nobody's the same with they man as they are with they girls. It's just, it don't exist. It does not exist. Yes, we can all coexist together, but nobody is exactly the same way and hang out the same way and talk the same things and complain about the same stuff and, you know, and big up the same stuff and admire the same things that they do when they with their significant other. It just doesn't occur. So now we got that understood. Now just say y'all coming together for the purpose of learning them together as a new entity, right? You know? Also, you know, you know that this conversation might not go that well at first. That let's make sure if I'm keeping it, like I said, if I'm keeping it real or keeping it a buck or whatever they kids are saying nowadays, I ain't gonna hold you. If the conversation may not go the way you want it to go. What's going on, more 627? The conversation may not go the way you want it to go when you bring this to Johnny. Johnny be like, man, I ain't trying to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Johnny may be like, man, get up out my face with this madness, bruh. But now I want to hear what you talk about. How for come you always have problem with my gal? You know, Johnny may not want to hear it, dog. So the conversation may not go up, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Nah, it may go A to J to Z to K to everything back and forth. What's going on, Meek? You know, but about to say, so like, with that being said, he could still get defensive, and it's okay. So you may not want to push that hard in the first meeting. Would you say, is she bringing out the bad side of him? Like, who is he with her? It seems, if he seems happy, then maybe he is. It may be just seasonal or reasonable. And what's going on, Kitty Parnell? Salute, homeboy. You said it may be seasonal or reasonable, and that's another thing. Again, I think if they talk to Johnny, then they'll understand why he's going through these things. Like you say, Lucy Lowe, 78, that these girls may be seasonal. What do you say? They change your work schedule. You've been missing the show. What we talking about today? Today we talking about what do we do when your friend group doesn't trust somebody that you dating, or you don't date somebody your friend is dating. Nobody in the friend group trusts them. You know, for no particular reason, just don't trust them. They secretive. They don't want to tell where they work at and all that kind of stuff, right? So what I was talking about they got to try to find out what's going on with their friend. You know, and also to kind of fast forward a little bit, we got to say, like Lucy Lowe just said, it may be seasonal or reasonable. Once they find out what's going on with Johnny, when they ask Johnny these questions, then they may find out, look, man, this cuddle season, this cuffing season for me right now. Like, let me be, man. Y'all don't know what I got going on the inside of these situationships that I be building. You know, like Lucy Lowe said, if they're not bringing out the bad side of him, then he may truly be happy in the situation that he's in. So if he's happy in these situations that he's in, then with that being said, then you got to figure out, like, where does this happiness lie? Like, just because y'all not happy with how he moving doesn't mean that he doesn't have happiness in his heart or on his side. Or again, it may be seasonal. It may be reasonable. Like, it may be a reason why he got with this gal. You know? He may be trying to save her from somebody else, or save himself from somebody else getting with him, or she may be his beard. Who knows? It's a lot of reasons. The reasons that we're here. Nobody know why we're here. You know, so again, if you ask these questions of Johnny and find out what's actually going on with Johnny, then maybe you'll get to the bottom of Johnny and these girls. You say people are adults and have their own experiences. It's not their friends' place to provide unsolicited advice in their friends' personal lives, business, and decisions. Hey, I'm here for that too. Again, like I say, like sometimes you just got to butt out. Sometimes you don't say anything. That's another side of the coin. You know? But if you see this person continually going through the same things and they don't have a problem with it, then sometimes the problem is within you as a friend group. And if y'all don't like that type of energy that Johnny provides when he's in these situations, then that's a whole different conversation. As long as she not bringing turmoil to the friend group, then that may be something worth looking into as well. I'm not saying don't stay concerned because, again, she may be bringing turmoil to your friend. And that in itself is bringing somewhat of a rut into the conversation of the friend group. Like if they making them, you know, be a different person, or if they're a different person, then now they may be different around you and your friends, and now y'all all affected by it. But if they's who they are and this is who they've been all this time, then sometimes you gotta let sleeping dogs lie. What's going on, J&J's journey? Sometimes you gotta let sleeping dogs lie. Let them be where they be. Don't bother people. You know, let Johnny continue to be Johnny. Johnny may be jumping from bed to bed. Would you say maybe John may like it like that? It'd be private so he can be private too. He may like her privacy. And that's another thing to look at it. That, you know, and again, if they ask Johnny these questions, if they that concerned enough to write this letter to me, then this is the time when you ask Johnny first. Again, you gotta go bro code, sister committee code, whatever you want to call it. You gotta go with the code, and you ask Johnny these questions because Johnny may be like, "Nah, man, that's how I like my girls, man. I don't like my women to tell her business like that. I learned before that when my girl out here telling all the business, we on love and hip hop." What do you say? You hate you late, the nigga? How was your birthday? That's all I'm worried about. I hope happy belated birthday to you. Yesterday was your birthday, the 15th. I know when your birthday is DLC. Happy birthday. Tell Apple, kiss that baby for me. Kiss Apollonia pretty self. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like when you come into the situation, when you got a concern with your friend and his significant other, as a group, especially when it's more than one of y'all that's got a concern with it, then that means it's a collective collective committee. And if the committee got an issue with it, then the committee need to go to Johnny. Go straight to Johnny, be like, "Hey, Johnny, man, what up, dog? Like, this is how we've been feeling about how you've been moving. Is everything all right with you?" Again, go to Johnny first. Don't just go at him accusing his girl of changing him. Don't just go at him and say like, "Hey, Johnny, man, like you keep doing the same stuff, but now this one is like changing you to a different person." Nah, Johnny again may be feeling a void. Johnny again may be liking that privacy that this particular girl is providing, because apparently if this one's being private and secretive, the ones that he's had in the past that have been similar to this one where he's moved in similar ways, they must have been open like a book to y'all. Because it's this particular one that you just saying like, you know, she's secretive. She don't want to talk about where she worked. Like she may be a scripper. You know, she may be a dope dealer. You never know what she may do. She may be a Buddhist monk on the side. You don't know what she may be. You know, she may be the plug. She may be an undercover. You never know. Some people don't want to talk about their job. Everybody don't want to talk about what they do for their paper. You know? The thing about it is you go to Johnny first. Go to your homeboy first before about what's going on with him. Talk about how his moves are affecting the friend group opposed to how his moves because of this new girl are affecting the friend group. He may be moving that way just to try to make sure he can try to maneuver around her the way he needs to keep her in the position that he's got her in. That's why you got to talk to him first. Talk to him first. This is almost like the one a couple weeks ago where they saw the brother-in-law getting down with the plate at the party. Talk to them first. Okay. Glad to hear that. Like, you got to talk to your friend first. I can't stress that enough. You know, sometimes the hardest part, you know what I mean? People always want to say they see things clearly, right? They want to see things clearly, you know, but you have to be able to see this relationship from his perspective. Would you say there, J&J Journey, you definitely have to have a conversation with your friend first? Exactly. You know, but if you approach it with care instead of with judgment, the conversation may stick with him more. You know, that's why, you know, we got a topic like this about what happens when your friend group don't trust somebody your friend is dating. Like, so if you've got that committee and y'all don't trust this girlfriend of his as a group, then collectively y'all should have the guts, the cojones to pull Johnny into the circle. Like, hey, bruh, it's not a gauntlet or anything like that, but why going on with you, brother? But see you move like this all the time. But me not know how beneficial it going to be to your lifestyle. So if the fact that they not, you never know what Johnny doing. His girl may not want to talk about it. He may be on the hook for something and he trying to keep y'all out of it. You never know what Johnny's doing. So that's why you have to go to Johnny first. You know, sometimes the hardest part about these things is knowing when to back off and leave it alone. And that's another question, Brigham Denver. What do they not trust her to do? What did the dishwasher do? Like, what do they not trust her to do? Or what do they trust her to make happen? And that's another perspective, Danica Carpenter. Maybe the friend like her in secret. That's another thing. Maybe they like her and they want to know more about her, and that's why they don't like the way Johnny moved with her. Would you say J&J Journey, it's easy to just trust someone who is your friend is dating when you have limited or incorrect information. See those two words right there, limited or incorrect. Most of the time, the limited information leads to the incorrect information because people fill in their blanks on their own. You know? And I'm looking at all these things. Maybe that they like the friend themselves. Maybe they should just STF you. You know, or maybe, you know, Johnny has an issue. But again, the first things first is talk to Johnny. You know, as much as you think you're, quote unquote, protecting him, you got to let that man make his own decisions. Exactly, Denver Brigham. MYMFB. And if y'all don't know what that means, DM me. I'll tell him. I'll tell you what it means. Mind your business is the key. You ain't lied when you said that, Denver Brigham. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. Mind your business is the main point. But you already dove in. You dove in. You're 10 toes deep now. You got a whole big old letter you wrote to 360 the poet. Whole big old letter to Holla at the Homie. So now you yourself have dove in, because I bet the homies is on here wondering, like, what he gonna say? What he gonna say? What he gonna say? What the homie 360 say about what we should talk to Johnny about? Because y'all called him quote unquote Johnny, so I'm gonna keep calling the man Johnny. Would you say, Danica Carpenter? I had a friend that gave me a hard time about a guy, but she ended up sleeping with him behind my back. That's the thing. See, tick tick boom. That's the thing. That may be one of the keys. They want to know more about him so they can find out how to peep and creep into them cracks. They crack through the door. If the door open a little bit, snakes can slide in a lot of places, dog. A rat can get anywhere their head can get into. A rat can get in anywhere their head can get into, and they out for the cheese and anything in betweens. And a snake can slither up your pipes, boy, while you ain't even looking. So just think about that. Yeah, now, don't come off as being a snake in this situation, concerned homies. Because if it's more than one or two of y'all, it's big three, that make homies. So if it's just two of y'all, then there's one of y'all may be the snake. One of y'all may be the rat. Because y'all trying to do too much in the situation. But maybe the concern is genuine. Again, I'm never here to pass judgment. I never tell people what to do. I just give you options of what can be done. What you say, J&J? That's why you keep folks out your relationship, unless you absolutely know the person to whom you confide. This is the truth, Ruth. You got to keep people out your business, out your relationship, especially. Or is you gonna be out there singing Cisco now? Somebody's sleeping in my bed. You know, so concerned homies, y'all got to look in the mirror in this situation. And like, how are y'all coming off to Johnny? If it's true concern about Johnny's life, if this girl is detrimental to him, then that's one thing. But if it's just she making him move different, but yet he's still claiming happiness, but just because y'all don't see the production, what my sister-in-law say, the producement, just because y'all don't see the producement, what do you say? That's like getting marriage advice from single people. What you said? Sometimes you don't need marriage advice from married people. They marriage ain't your marriage. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You gotta think about them 10, you understand? Think about that. So, like, look at yourselves. Look at yourselves in this situation about how and why y'all are coming at Johnny. You know, show him support where he needs it instead of coming at him with accusations and things of that nature. That would be any advice that I would give. Again, I never tell people what to do. I just tell you what options can be done, as well as my constituents out here. We tell you what can be done. You know, just be supportive of him. Because apparently if you care about him enough, to the point where you write me in letters, you care about him, so support your friend. Again, like if you call yourself my friend, you better show me some support. Don't let me fall, bruh. You know? Be concerned about your homie, and you know what I mean? So like my advice, if I was to give any, my advice would be like, make it about John and about how you feel he's moving and how you feel about how he's moving. You got to let your feelings out as well as friends if you really want to talk to him about this situation. Because I'm not saying don't talk to him. I'm not saying butt out of it, but I'm saying those are options. Butting out of it and MYMFB is an option. Those are all options. You know, but make it about him if you do bring this up to the table. And what I say early, stay curious and not accusatory. Speak to him as if you're truly trying to find things out, because it seems like that's what you're doing. By looking at this letter here, it seems like you truly are trying to find out what's going on with your friend. I'm reading your letter. I'm reading your words, you know. The key is to make sure if this your friend, make sure he know you got his back regardless. What up, Lulu Tally? You know, make sure your friend know you got his back regardless. What'd you say, Danica Carpenter? Some people become blind when they really like someone. They do. People do feel blinded. You know, blinded by love or blinded by emotions or blinded by beauty. It's all right. You can always catch the recap. You ain't got to worry about being late. I'm just glad you tuned in and tapped in. Appreciate you, home girl. You know what I mean? So, like, the thing about it is, so some people do get blinded by the love that they have for somebody else, so they don't see what they're doing. So if you see your friend has blinders on and he's about to trip over some stuff, then by all means, it's your job as a friend to stop him from tripping. What'd you say, J&J? You say you really don't know your tribe until you're going through a lot. And can be accomplished resolved by simple communication. Yes, it is. That's when your tribe is gonna communicate. What'd you say, Brigham Denver? You say let Johnny know that she was your old fling. Hey, if that's the case, you supposed to speak up on that early in the game. Like, hey man, what you doing messing with him, man? That's like Duck and what was that? Duck and JT. But that's my brother. On the 5 heartbeats. You don't love him? You know what I mean? So you got to speak up on that early. But let Johnny know that you got his back. You know, that's my whole point. Like, you came to me trying to find out how to get your homeboys back, right? So the whole goal is to make sure that Johnny know you got his back. You say that you don't trust this girl for whatever reason, because she's secretive. She don't tell y'all where she work. What else you say in this letter? What else you say? She ain't tell you where she work, and she only around on her time, on on her schedule. But that's again, like, she may be the police. She may be the mayor of a town in another state, and she only come to see Johnny on the weekends. Like, you never know what her job may be. Everybody don't like to talk about their work. She may be a politician. And you know people don't like to talk politics and religion. She may be a preacher. You know what I'm saying? Like, so don't judge that book by just that cover of it. You understand what I'm saying? Just find out what Johnny is going on, but again, make it about him. Would you say Johnny the side piece? And that's another thing. He may be her side piece. Do you think about that concern, homies? She may have a whole nother family going on, and Johnny is her sweet thing on the side. That's her Johnny be good. What'd you say? What'd you say, Denver Brigham? If Johnny like it, stay your simp ass out of it. That's it. You know, maybe Johnny is her side piece, and she got a whole nother life going on somewhere. You know, so that, you know, and I'm thankful to y'all concerned homies for sending this letter in to me, because this gave me a chance to kind of dive into some things that, you know, I've been having some conversations with my old college homeboys as of late. You know, and we've been talking about one of our friends. He's on here right now. He already know we discussed this, but like, you know, this gave me a chance to kind of, like, you know, sometimes it's MYMFB, mind your business, and everything will be all right, you know? So I appreciate the letter from today. And if you have any similar situations or questions like this, y'all know where to find me at. Would you say the Carl Thomas scenario? Exactly, Dak. Y'all know where to find me. Hot7025fm.com or at hollaatthehomie@gmail.com. That's HOLLAATTHAHOMIE@gmail.com. What up, Monster Mashed Potatoes? What'd you say, J&J Journey? I know a little situation like that, and he is the side piece, but I support my friend. Hashtag side piece solitude. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in and tapping in to Holla at the Homie. And I'll see y'all next Wednesday. To all my people that know where I'm going to be this weekend, I'm going to holla at y'all because they not like us. Big ups to Design One for this shirt today, y'all. I'm going to holla at y'all on the flip side in a minute.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot702.5fm.com.